Hello, Patriots. It's I, the Questioning Patriot, back again for another video. Brought to you by my amazing Patreon Patriots. So if you enjoy what I'm doing, please consider liking, subscribing, or even joining my Patreon for $1 a month. So today's news article is from Fox News. Florida police handcuff boy 8 with special needs use scared straight, quote, tactics. And this is a lawsuit that's going to be put against them. So we're really going to be talking here about this story, but what you're going to very quickly see is this is a piece of absolute garbage mother who does not know how to raise a child, and it just is why the biggest issue we're facing in America right now are single-parent families. And I hate to say that because, it's not an easy job, but let's get into it. The mother of a young boy in Florida is suing the local school and police officials for allegedly using scared straight tactics on her then 8-year-old son who has special needs. So the first thing you need to know is she's trying to get money out of this. She's not trying to fix the issue. She's not trying to address, the fact they shouldn't be doing this. This is just a straight money grab. Handcuffing the boy and taking him to an adult prison, quote, after he was accused of assaulting his teacher, according to the family's lawyer. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump is expected to hold a press conference Tuesday morning to discuss the 2018 case in which he said officers from the Key West Police Department arrested his client's son, who was 8 years old, 3'5" and 64 pounds at the time. Okay, so why do we not normally see the height and weight of people? That's because he's trying to pluck heartstrings here. As you're going to find out, Ben Crump, this guy's a real piece. All right. And told him, you're going to jail. So he punched someone, and he dealt with consequences. Wow. What a terrible world we live in. Police responded on December 14, 2018 to Gerald Adams Elementary, where the boy allegedly punched a substitute teacher. According to Crump, in an arrest report, he was reportedly charged with felony battery because that's what happens in real life when you do that. Police body cam footage of the arrest shows the officers arrived to find the shaggy-haired boy sitting down. Media alert. Ben Crump Law and Jacob Litigation. So let's give you this guy right here. Ben Crump, he's going to be trying to run for political offices. He was on the George Floyd case. He's involved with Black Lives Matter. He's just trying to go out there, virtual signal, and pound his chest and say, look how progressive I am. Now give me money so I can be a politician. So that's what you're getting here. But anyway. So unbelievable. KW police use scared straight tactics. Let's get to it. It's not too bad. So there's the kid. He's in his office, and I want to rewind this real quick. You can see this is the principal's office right there. What you're going to see right here, this is the principal's office. Why won't you say? Right here. So there is clearly a discussion being had by presumably the guidance counselor, I'm going to guess the substitute teacher, and the principal of the school right there. I used to work maintenance in a facility that wasn't exactly a school, but they had a lot of kids, so I know a lot of the inner workings of an educational area. And that's most likely is the discussion that they had to have, probably after talking with the mother, or probably after not being able to reach the mother, because that will happen a lot of the time. And I bet you when this story gets fully fleshed out, because it is a breaking story, they're going to say that we were not able to get in contact with the mother, and the child posed a threat to the people around them, which is why we called the police. I'm going to bet my bottom dollar that's exactly what happened here, because I can tell you there were numerous times where they said, we don't know what to do with this kid. He's acting out. He's violent. He's throwing chairs. He's tipping things over. He's trying to stab people with scissors. We have to physically restrain the kid, and we cannot get a hold of anyone on this kid's list because, as we're going to go into, he was raised by a single mother.
All right, man. I'm Officer Wade. So you know where you're going?
Okay.
To jail.
You're going into jail. So you need to stand up and put your hands behind your back.
Well, first, what I want you to do is put your hands right here. All right?
Perfectly nice. No frisk.
Yeah, that's you can try it.
I don't think so either.
And you can justify it.
All right, put your hands behind your back.
Never mind, I'll text you.
And there you go. This goes on for about 2 minutes. They pretty much couldn't get it on him, and then they try it.
He just left. He just left.
They start to walk him outside. He asked where his teacher is. That's what he was doing there. He's like, he just left. And now they're escorting him out of the building like they were doing over this situation. And they
serious?
just get him to the door and say, hey, you need to change your life choices. You made a mistake.
And
Blah, blah,
I hate
blah.
that you put me in this
It's
position.
nothing
That I
too
have to do
juicy.
this.
You're not going to see it on any reality shows anytime soon. But it is what it is. So, the child, you need to stand up and put your hands behind your back. We watched that. The footage continues for another minute and 20 seconds as police walk the boy out of the school as people who appear to be school staff members look on. As I said, this was happening in an educational setting. And the one thing that I also want to mention is that none of the school staff really jump in and say, hey, what's going on? No one is that upset, which tells me that this particular child is one who is known to be one of the quote-unquote bad kids. And the reason why you get to be a bad kid, I want to stop, pause real quick and break this down. The reason why kids get the reputation of being a bad kid in school is not because they are bad kids at first. You know, the kid does a couple bad things. What happens? They talk with the parents come in, the parents work on it, they try and fix the issue, they work together with the school, with the teacher, with the guidance counselor, and with the kid, and they find a way to solve the solution, and all of a sudden that bad kid goes to being just another kid. That's how it works with 99% of the kids that get in trouble, because every kid gets in trouble. We all got in trouble in school. It happens, but it gets taken care of. Now, the reason why you get the reputation as a bad kid is because nothing changes. You have the issues over and over and over again. And the reason why you have bad kids is because you have bad parents. And you have these parents who come in and they say, what did my kid do today? They get it and they say, oh, that's Preston or that's Cameron or that's whatever. And they just keep going about their day. And that's bad. Now, I'm not saying that every single parent household is bad. I'm just saying that you are far more likely to have all the stress and all the pressure of raising a child and, you know, doing your job and keeping the house clean and paying bills and doing all this stuff when there's two parents as opposed to just one. And I think that stress eats away at them. And then you get these bad kids because they're so tired or they just don't have time or they just don't care enough, unfortunately, to discipline their kids. But let's keep going on. The police report describes how the boy's teacher was trying to correct the way he was sitting in his seat in the cafeteria. She then asked him to sit with her, but he would not. Very common. Please come sit near me. When the teacher approached to escort him to sit next to her, he initially agreed, but then told her, my mom is going to beat your ass. So there you go. I'm sure this is a fine, upstanding woman. If your child legitimately thinks that your parent is going to beat up your substitute teacher. He then allegedly used his right hand to punch her in the chest. So I'm going to guess that was, in fact, the substitute teacher talking to the principal, talking to the guidance counselor in the office. So here's the official statement by Attorney Crump about this horrific, and this is from Ben Crump, and heartbreaking incident. Nationally renowned civil rights and personal injury attorney Ben Crump. Oh my God, I don't even need to read you anymore. The fact that he just immediately starts with, not this kid who we should all be heartbroken because he's traumatized. Oh no, it's about me. Nationally renowned civil rights and personal injury attempt Ben Crump. So Ben Crump is saying, hey everybody, I'm Ben Crump and this is what I'm doing. It's not about you, numbnuts. So this is exactly why you... I bet you that mother is expecting a pretty hefty payday from this. One of the officers who later arrived at the scene described in the police report how the child had his hands clenched into fist and he was postured as if he was ready to fight. Yes, do you know why he was ready to fight? That's because when he gets into fights, he does not get consequences for his fights, which means he's just going to keep fighting. What if I punch a police officer? Doesn't matter. Mom's not going to care. He doesn't quite understand that concept that, hey, you're going to get to a certain point where mom is not going to be dishing out the punishment. And that's what the scared straight tactic is for. That's exactly why you do it. So they can start to understand that there are consequences outside of just their mother. And that's why I have absolutely no problem with what these officers did. Hoy! Oh, get me on my soapbox. Crump, who also reps the family of George Floyd, called the rest unbelievable and criticized the officers for thinking it was appropriate to blah, blah, blah. In a press release shared on Twitter, Crump said the boy was behavioral and emotional disabilities that required an individualized education plan with the school, which was intended to make sure his educational experience was appropriate for him. I would bet all the money in China it's either going to be attention deficit hyper disorder, attention deficit disorder, or Asperger's syndromes. Those are three of the most common IEPs that you're going to get. An IEP is an individualized education plan. So pretty much how it works is you're going to get an IEP for one or two reasons. Either it's very obvious that you have some sort of cognitive or mental disorder and you need it. Like you absolutely need assistance. You need help in order to fully thrive and get the most out of your educational system as a child. So that's the first kind. Those people, IEPs, absolutely, they get them early. Then the other ones are the kids that are bad kids. Because what they say is, all right, well, this kid clearly keeps having these behaviors. So let's go back to what we talked about. Bad kids become bad kids because they have repeated behaviors over and over and over again. All right? Now, the reason why they keep having those behaviors is because they don't get the discipline, but the doctors then say, okay, well, it might not just be that they don't get the discipline. Some kids legitimately have things wrong with their brain, and we've tried punishments, we've tried discipline, they did not work, so we're going to put them on some sort of medication, and then we're also going to eventually give them an IEP, which means they'll be getting specialized treatment at school. Maybe that's an extra assistant to help them out. Maybe they get by themselves time. Maybe it's you don't touch them. Different stuff like that. Those kids get them as well, and most of the time those are just the kids with the crappy parents, and it is very unfortunate to say that, but it is the truth in my experience seeing a lot of these families. So instead of honoring fulfilling that plan, the school placed him with a substitute teacher, had no awareness or concern about his needs. So there we go. We're not going after we're not going after the police here. It's great to go after the police, but we want the money, and the money's with the school, because the school is the one who placed him with a substitute teacher. And the school is the one who made the executive decision to call the police officers. The school is the one that signed off, and they know that you can sue these schools for tons and tons of cash. And that's exactly what it is. So Crump is going to be Crump is the attorney once again, is going to be lining his pockets with cash, which he'll probably use to say, hey, look at me, I fought this police corruption. And he's going to run as a politician. I guarantee you, Ben Crump will be someone you see as a politician in the next 5 to 10 years. And he's going to say, I was there on the forefront of the George Floyd case. I was defending George Floyd. I was against the police brutality with that little white kid who, got handcuffed because his mom wouldn't spank him. Okay, that's what he's going to do. Instead of fulfilling that, Crump said the civil rights attorney Kevin M. Jacob planned to file a federal lawsuit against the police officers, school agents, the city of Key West, and the city of Key West. Come on. A school office told the Miami Herald they are not aware of any involvement in litigation regarding the case, but otherwise declined to comment due to the possibility of this matter becoming a legal issue in the state of Florida. So there you go. Florida police handcuff boy 8 with special needs. Use scared straight tactic lawsuit. See through the bull crap here, friends. This is, you know what? What I really would like to know is if his behavior changed at all, because I doubt it did. But anywho, if you enjoy what I'm doing, please leave a comment, leave a like. Let's get a discussion going down there. And as always, thank you for taking the time to watch my video.